Our story begins with... Shit. Our story begins with Nancy. She works at a library, and one day, an angry-ass bitch shows up and says, "This book is too scary for my child." And so Nancy's like, "Okay, I'll take a look and make sure that it's suitable." And it's a Goosebumps book. Except, Goosebumps books apparently don't exist in this universe. What? Crazy. Anyways, so Nancy decides she's going to read the book, but then she gets transported to Horrorland. And she wakes up, and there's an old guy there, and he's like, "Yo, these books are cool." And then she's like, "Okay, you have to leave. We're closed." And he's like, "Okay." No, she goes home, and she tells her girlfriend, Carrie, and she's like, "Yeah, well, this happened." So then the next night, Carrie decides to read a book. And she comes back and she's like, "Whoa, this is dangerous shit." So they take the books home. And then, so they're trying to figure it out. And all they really figure out is that Goosebumps isn't real. So they decide what they're going to do is they are going to essentially read more books. Anyways, they fall asleep. They see Slappy. Slappy says, "Heh, fuck you." And then he turns them into chickens. And then they wake up, and then they have a normal day, but then the reality police show up, and they're like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be breaking reality and shit." So they jump out the back window, and they end up in the Goosebumps books again. And then they see the old man again, and it turns out the old man is R.L. Stine. And he's like, "Listen, kids, we don't have much time. We gotta figure something out about these monsters." And so they come to the conclusion that they must rewrite all of the endings to the books to trap them back in the books again. So they do that, and then what happens next is that Nancy and Carrie have like a nice life and everything, but then in a different library, Molly wakes up, and she's like, "Whoa, who are you?" And the guy's like, "You don't need to worry about it." And then he walks off, and he's like, he's happy because now there's a new home for the ghosts of Fear Street.
Hold me now, I'm 6 feet